Welcome to this exploration of the Messianic perspective on Torah Parashat Shoftim and the Haftarah portion. We'll be diving into key biblical passages from Deuteronomy and Isaiah, examining their deep theological significance through the lens of Messiah's table ministries. Our focus will be on understanding these texts in their original context and their fulfillment in Yeshua, using the New American Standard Bible as our guide. Let's begin by framing the core themes from both the Torah and Haftarah portions. The Torah reading covers topics like righteous judgment, the role of the king, and cities of refuge, all pointing toward justice and leadership. Meanwhile, the Haftarah offers divine comfort and calls Zion to awaken, proclaiming salvation and God's reign. Together, these portions set a foundation for understanding God's justice, mercy, and kingship in a messianic context. One of the central messianic themes here is the prophecy of a prophet like Moses. Deuteronomy foretells that God will raise up such a prophet from among the people whose words must be heeded. This prophecy is directly linked to Yeshua in the New Testament, where Peter and Stephen identify him as that prophet. At the Transfiguration, God's voice commands us to listen to him, underscoring Yeshua's unique authority and faithfulness as the Son over God's house. The command to listen to him is rooted deeply in the Old Testament call to hear and obey God's word, known as Shama. This isn't simply about hearing, but about obedient listening to God's instructions. At the Transfiguration, Moses and Elijah appear with Jesus, and the Father declares, "This is my beloved Son, listen to him." This signifies that the authority once given through Moses now fully rests on Jesus, who fulfills the Torah's call to obedient listening rather than canceling it. The key truth here is that Jesus embodies and fulfills the law and the prophets, inviting us into a climactic obedience. Justice is a foundational theme, with the Torah commanding pursuit of justice alone. Human judges are fallible, and partiality or bribery corrupts true justice. The ideal of perfect justice is fulfilled in the Messiah, who is the righteous judge. Alongside this, the Torah outlines the role of the king, who must personally know and live by the Torah, avoiding excess and pride. Yeshua perfectly embodies this ideal king as the living word who upholds and fulfills the Torah. The concepts of refuge and atonement reveal God's mercy within justice. Cities of refuge were established to protect those who unintentionally caused death, offering safety until the high priest's death. This foreshadows Messiah as the ultimate refuge for believers. Additionally, the ritual for unsolved murder highlights the seriousness of blood guilt and the need for atonement. This points forward to the greater atonement through Messiah's blood, emphasizing that forgiveness requires sacrifice. Turning to the Haftarah, Isaiah offers profound comfort, declaring, "I myself am he who comforts you." Zion is called to awaken, strengthen itself, and prepare for redemption. The passage proclaims the good news of salvation and God's reign, emphasizing that the Lord goes before his people and guards them from behind. These themes reinforce God's protective presence and the hope of restoration for his people. Zion holds rich theological significance. It represents a messianic perspective that affirms Yeshua as the promised Messiah, while upholding the ongoing validity of Torah. Zion embodies God's irrevocable covenants with Israel and the continuity of his redemptive plan. It is both a real geographic place and a profound symbol: God's dwelling, his covenant people, the center of Torah instruction, the throne of the Davidic Messiah, and the ultimate hope for the Messianic era. Synthesizing these themes, we see clear connections between the Torah and Haftarah portions and their messianic fulfillment. Justice, the prophet like Moses, the Torah-writing king, refuge, and atonement all find their ultimate expression in Yeshua. Additionally, themes of comfort and good news, while not explicit in the Torah portion, are fulfilled as consolation for Israel and the gospel of the kingdom. This table helps us grasp how these biblical threads weave together around the Messiah. Applying these teachings to our community, we are called to embody impartial justice in how we live and witness. We must listen continually and obediently to Yeshua, recognizing him as the prophet. Our role includes pointing others to Messiah as the true refuge and proclaiming peace and salvation to Zion and the nations. We are invited to rest in God's protective presence and live with hope for the full restoration that will come with the King's return. In conclusion, all these strands converge in Yeshua, the Messiah. He is the prophet like Moses, the righteous king, the refuge for sinners, the atonement for blood guilt, the messenger of good news, and Emmanuel, God with us. May Messiah's table ministries continue to sit at the King's table, feast on his word, pursue justice, listen to the prophet, find refuge in him, and boldly proclaim, "Your God reigns." This marks the end of our presentation. Thank you for journeying through these profound themes with us, exploring the Messianic perspective on Torah Parashat Shoftim and the Haftarah portion. May these insights inspire and guide your walk in faith.